Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the 2020 NFL Pro Bowl on EA Sports. Coming up, the AFC, riding a 3-game winning streak, gets set to take on a hungrier group of rivals from the NFC. I'll check you again at halftime. But for the call of the Pro Bowl, let's hand it over to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, it's the 47th meeting of the AFC and the NFC as they battle in the 2020 NFL Pro Bowl game. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, it's the Pro Bowl. You never really know what to expect, so I guess I'll ask you, what do you expect?
Well, in recent years, it has turned into an absolute offensive explosion, hasn't it? Games in the 50s are not out of line. What you're hoping is that some of these great defenders have a chance to adjust and react and maybe narrow that down a little bit. But I will say, this game is tilted heavily towards the offense's advantage.
Excitement? Well, we got that in abundance as this Pro Bowl is underway from Orlando, Florida. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the AFC for their opening drive. Leading this unit will be the big arm man out of Texas Tech. 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes.
I know he's not, but inside, he's got to be celebrating because think about all the quarterbacking we saw in the AFC this year. 5 or 6 guys could have earned this honor. He got the nod, a real feather in his cap.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. Time for a check of the starting offensive unit here for the AFC.
And since it's a Pro Bowl roster, you can have 11 guys from 11 different teams trying to get on the same page. You know that's no easy feat. So line communication calls, that's big. Audibles, hand signals, you want to make sure everyone is connected so no one gets hurt.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Mahomes. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's taken down inside the 30. And this will move the sticks yet again as the tackle is going to be made at the NFC's 29-yard line. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd and 2, Mahomes. That is caught inside the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster there to make the grab. And the AFC takes it all the way down the field to score on their opening drive. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with an AFC touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So out comes the NFC for their initial drive. They're led out by their 6-foot quarterback. You may have heard of him. From Purdue, it's Drew Brees.
And no doubt about it, it was a banner year for quarterbacks in the NFC. A number of guys could very well have been selected for this. But I thought he stood out. I thought he found a way to separate himself from the pack. And he's been rewarded as the starting quarterback in the Pro Bowl. Definitely the right choice in my book.
Brees and the NFC come up now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll run. It's Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. Bradley Roby, the quarterback, there to make the stop. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On the counter, Elliott. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 41, Brees. And the pressure gets to Brees as he's taken down. Maurice Hurst gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. They fake the give. Here's Brees. Looking downfield for Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. The AFC offensive unit getting set to take over. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll take this all the way up to the 38-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Mahomes firing complete. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive 1st down plays. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Towards the end zone for Brown. And he will score. Touchdown AFC. Marquise Brown, 52 yards. And the AFC adds on to their lead. That's what we want right there, CD. It's a Pro Bowl. Give us some of these long touchdowns.
We want plays that cover a lot of ground. We want long-distance plays, whether long-distance runs, long-distance passes. It doesn't matter. In the Pro Bowl, big plays are what we're all looking for.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Elliott. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Elliott. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 11 yards there, first down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Defense now for the AFC.
And as expected, there's speed and talent everywhere you look on this Pro Bowl roster. Let's keep an eye on the secondary because they're going to be tested in a big way. It's the Pro Bowl. Not many running plays. The ball will be in the air on almost every snap. Fortunately for them, roster full of cornerbacks who are used to playing on an island.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Breeze to throw. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That's good for 28 yards. A first down carry by Elliott. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
And that's one of the reasons we like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On 2nd and 7, Breeze nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense for the AFC set to go now. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis. A look at the starters defensively now for the NFC.
And defensive tackle Aaron Donald, when you evaluate him, you're looking for flaws. You can't find any. This guy has the ability to single-handedly take over a game. Wrecks it inside, outside. You can't run it against him. And good luck trying to throw it downfield when he's in the face of the quarterback.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes, open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he will score. Touchdown AFC. Juju Smith-Schuster, 77 yards. And the AFC is able to widen their advantage. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal. getting it, makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. On 2nd and 11 now. Breeze, and it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 16 yards, a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown! Ezekiel Elliott, 58 yards. And the NFC able to get a bit closer. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they
4 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Flushed out right, and now he's going to use his legs. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the 1st.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
On 1st down, Ingram. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Definitely worth taking in our deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the 1st half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And it's scooped up by the NFC. It's a foot race. 30, 10. And he will take this back. A fumble return for an NFC touchdown.
We're going to shut you down.
And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Prater for the extra point, and it's now 21-17. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The offense for the AFC set to go now. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. To throw is Watson. Looking deep for Hilton. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Fletcher Cox drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the NFC will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. To throw is Breeze. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Breeze going to throw. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 10th carry now for Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face a 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. And that's Elliott, complete. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that'll bring him back within a point. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. We're in the 2nd quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him, maybe even have a 3rd person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while, because I don't know that their talents are his, because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's got the 1st, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Aaron Donald drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me.
Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you. And your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Touchdown! Leonard Fournette, 36 yards. And the AFC adds on to their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments. Let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that would help him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Julio Jones once again the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. Brees going to try and throw on 3rd down. That'll be complete to Cook. And this effort won't be enough as they round. Stop him a couple of yards short. Here's Johnny Hekker now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Shrugs him off. 12 yards on the return that time. And the AFC will take over 1st and 10. The AFC offense making their way back out, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end.
Think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cameron Jordan able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you've got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
Throwing on 1st down is Brees. He'll air it out deep for this is taken in. It's complete. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st down, Brees. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. Going to take a timeout, their 2nd. In the first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Brees, he gets it to Thomas. And all the way in for the touchdown. Michael Thomas, 42 yards, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
Yeah, touchdown. I love it. Now it's only a 2-point game. I know it's the first half, but you got to think. Go for 2. Tie it up. Go into the locker room. What are you doing? Come on.
You're bold. You're bold.
It's real easy to be bold sitting up here rather than down there and making that decision.
We don't have to make those decisions. Either way, little time left on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. We'll see how this all plays out. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, Not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. He's going to let this go end zone for Hilton. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again is Watson. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Juju Smith-Schuster the target once again. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Going deep to the end zone for Juju. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster in the final seconds of the first half. And the AFC is able to widen their advantage. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we reach halftime of the 2020 Pro Bowl with the AFC on top, as we'll send you across town to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Elliott. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
That's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And an alley to run. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 11 yards there, first down. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 11 yards there, just like last play. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. T.J. Watt came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Breeze. This complete to Jones. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that'll get the lead down to 5. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
The AFC offense now heading out for their first drive of the second half. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. First down, Brissett. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Brissett. They go screen. This is Ingram.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass, and sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. On 1st and 10, Brissett. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On 2nd down, Ingram. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. All told, they get 13 yards on that play. Brissett now 4 or 5 since coming on. It's 1st and 10. Now Bell. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
Running the sweep, Hilton with it. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the AFC able to use the short field as they cash in for 6 points.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense for the NFC back out there. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Looking to throw again on second down. Breeze. He's got Burton here. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Here's Breeze. Staying on his feet. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Looking long for Thomas. He's got him in. Complete. A breakaway for Michael Thomas. And he will score. Touchdown NFC. Michael Thomas, 82 yards. As his guys are back within a single score. Wouldn't be the Pro Bowl without the QBs taking some shots, and that shot paid off.
He understood, I don't know if it's instinctively or if he did his homework, that you do take your shots, as you said, in this game because the payoff is terrific. We will remember how many touchdown passes you threw. I don't think we ever recall how many interceptions you throw in a game like this.
And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The AFC offense set to and that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offense coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Well, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down. Brissett now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. It's the AFC with the football and the lead as we begin quarter number 4. It's the AFC with the football and the lead as we begin quarter number 4. Now Bell stopped up behind the line as he's going to wind up losing a couple here. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Brissett nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget Paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game. I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost,
hold on to it.
Take care of the football. That's all he needed to do.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Breeze now to throw. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And that's going to move the sticks again here as the tackle's made at the AFC's 31-yard line. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Breeze going to throw. Jones has it. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. This is Elliott, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he finds Cook. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. One man in the backfield, that's Elliott on 2nd and goal. To throw, it's Breeze. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this, and he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Jamal Adams on the safety blitz, too fast to handle.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The offense for the AFC set to go now. And one thing you'd like to see in a Pro Bowl, a competitive contest. We've got that just like the last 2 seasons. A one-score game as we play here in the 4th.
But I'd love to know, what's the discussion on the sidelines of both teams right now? Because, you know, it's an exhibition-type game, but as you said, as competitive as it is now, these guys are going to want to win. There may be some guys who sub some guys out, trying to get back on the field and try and help their team win down the stretch.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Brissett. And an alley to run. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way, because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 36 yards on the play.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. So the AFC with the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger. On second down, it's Bell. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Bell. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now the NFC going to take a timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Boswell's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the fourth quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would ratchet up now and someone has to make a play, which means someone will have a play made against them and not have to live with that for the rest of the year.
That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. That'll be caught by Kupp. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And this is going to be incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Now the NFC going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. To throw is Breeze. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens. And he can't get a throw-off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So they're unable to stretch it to a 3-point lead. Now you got to be careful on the kickoff because a field goal obviously beats you.
Definitely, and that's why they went for 2. They wanted to make sure a field goal wouldn't beat them. Now they're in a position where they've got to cover well and make sure they don't get into range and put one through the post.
The AFC offense set to take their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Steps away to his left. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. So, Charles, a victory for the NFC. Final thoughts on this Pro Bowl?
We had some fun, didn't we?
Absolutely.
A lot of excitement, some big plays to watch, a lot of those great matchups that we don't get to see during the regular season because sometimes teams don't play against each other. And, oh, by the way, no one got hurt. There's the win for everyone. I think the fans enjoyed this one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. This is the last opportunity to re-sign your players or they'll become free agents. All combine stats, such as the 40-yard dash, are now available in scouting. Each player has a combine grade. Now, this score represents how well the player... Combine performance tells you how players' speed, jump... Welcome to Draft Week. All the effort you spend scouting comes down to this. Start the draft whenever you're ready.
The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock.
Use your practice squad to develop younger players that could eventually contribute in games. Started.